Welcome. Today's topic of discussion is the scalar and vector magnetic potentials. We know that in electric field most of the field problems can be easily solved using help of scalar potential. Okay, in the sense, if a charge configuration is known to you or given to you, then we can find the potential first, then we can use the relation electric field intensity is negative of potential, right? E equal to minus del V, and we can find electric field intensity and thereby electric flux density. So can we have such a potential function in magnetic field? Okay, is a question. Can I define a similar scalar potential field in magnetics, or basically magnetostatics? Well, let us see. So what I do here is, initially I assume a scalar potential exists, that is a scalar magnetic potential exists. If it exists, then it should be something similar to this, right? H vector equal to minus del Vm. Why I am saying that? Because in electric field, since potential exists, it is E vector equal to minus del V. Electric field intensity is negative gradient of potential. So going by analogous, analogy, E vector is H vector here. So V scalar electric potential, I write it as scalar magnetic potential represented as Vm. Then if E equal to minus del Vm exists, then H equal to minus del Vm exists, if and only if Vm exists. Is it okay? So we are assuming that such a system exists or such a potential exists. But already we know that curl of H is J, right? Curl of H is current density from the definition of curl. That means curl of this, that is curl of minus del Vm, should be equal to J. Because I say that H is minus del Vm, so if curl of H is J, then curl of minus del Vm should exist. But as per vector identity, the curl of gradient of any vector is always 0. Curl of gradient of any scalar is 0, because Vm is a scalar quantity. Okay, very good. Now curl of minus del Vm is 0. That means this term goes to 0. So what we assume? We assume that Vm exists. Okay, if Vm exists, analogy to electric field, minus del Vm exists. So H vector should be equal to minus del Vm. But we also know that curl of H is J. No doubt in that. Okay, that we proved. So that exists in magnetic field. Then curl of minus del Vm also should exist, because H is minus del Vm. But from vector identity, curl of gradient of any scalar is 0. That means curl of minus del Vm is 0. This indicates that curl of H is 0. So if Vm should exist, then curl of H should be 0. That is the indication. Or it tells me that current density should be 0. So I can say existence of scalar magnetic potential depends upon the source in the medium. So there should not be any source existing. Source in the sense there should not be any current existing. So there should not be any current density existing in the medium. If it is so, then scalar magnetic potential exists. Okay, so we say H is minus del Vm only when J equal to 0. Okay, so this is the physical explanation or significance of scalar magnetic potential. Okay, now we know that in electric field, when V exists, del square V is 0. That is, it satisfies the Laplace equation. So whether magnetic scalar potential satisfy Laplace equation? Well, let us find out. Let us find out. Okay, so there is a result like closed integral B dot ds is 0. Why is it so? It's worth discussing. Okay, so you consider a closed surface, because it's a closed surface integral we are talking about. So closed surface. Okay, so closed surface, when you have it will occupy or it will close some volume, right? So within it will have a volume. Yeah. Now we know that a monopole doesn't exist, right? Always it will be a dipole. If there is a north pole, there will be a south pole. And you know that magnetic field is a loop. Okay, it loops through the magnet. Okay, or we visualize that a magnetic field line, okay, start from north pole, okay, and ends at south pole of the same magnet. Okay, now if you consider a closed loop, then number of magnetic flux lines leaving this closed surface should be equal to number of flux lines, okay, entering this closed surface. That is true, right? So number of flux lines leaving this closed surface should be equal to number of flux lines which is entering into this flux line. Okay, so what does it mean? Closed integral B dot ds means what? Okay, so when we, so a monopole should exist, then only closed integral B dot ds will have some value, right? In the sense, you keep a magnet inside a closed surface, okay, a magnet, okay, a flux line leaves the surface, that is from the north pole, and it comes back and enters the same surface to the south pole, okay, to the south pole. So how much ever, okay, magnetic circuits you have inside this closed surface, it will have equal amount of flux lines leaving and equal amount of surface flux lines entering the surface. So what is the total evaluation now? The total evaluation will be 0, because if you take this as a plus, okay, means leaving plus, entering minus, so total evaluation of the integrand will become to 0, will come to 0. It can be non-zero only if north pole exists inside the closed surface and south pole exists in some other closed surface. But existence of monopole is not possible, right? So that is not possible. So always number of flux lines, magnetic flux leaving a closed surface and number of magnetic flux lines entering a closed surface will be equal. So when I evaluate it over the entire surface, okay, the total value will come to 0. Getting? So closed integral B dot ds is always 0. That is this result. So when I apply divergence theorem to this, divergence theorem is true for any vector, remember. Okay, but divergence theorem we studied in electric field. Okay, so you should not have a doubt whether I can apply it in magnetic field. Okay, because divergence theorem is true for any vector. So B is a vector here. Okay, B is magnetic flux density, I agree, but B is also a vector. So I can apply that here. So closed integral B dot ds is volume integral del dot B dV. This is what divergence theorem says. Now this is 0. Volume integral del dot B dV is 0. That means the dV cannot be 0, right? Because dV is a small volume. volume exists, so it cannot be 0. So if this integral has to be 0, then del dot B should be 0. So I got a result, the del dot B is 0. So what is the meaning of this? This means that divergence of magnetic flux density is always 0. This is one of the Maxwell's equation. We will discuss that later. Okay. This is one of the Maxwell's equation in magnetic field. So del dot B is equal to 0 is what we get. Okay. Now see, why we are discussing all this? We are discussing all this to check whether Vm, that is scalar magnetic potential, exists for or will satisfy for Laplace equation. Okay. So now I got a result del dot B equal to 0. Now for B you can substitute mu h. Okay, so it's a relation between B vector and H vector. So substituting mu h, I understand that del dot mu h is 0. But what is H? If Vm exists, then H is minus del Vm. So please substitute for minus del Vm. So I got mu del dot minus del Vm equal to 0. So if I take minus mu, right, I can write this as minus mu del dot del Vm equal to 0. You know that del dot del operand is nothing but del square operand. So it is del square Vm equal to 0. So del square Vm equals 0. Right? So from this expression I get this del square Vm equal to 0. This is similar to del square V equal to 0. Del square V equals 0. Okay, so in electric field, if V exists, del square V is 0, and in magnetic field, if Vm exists, then del square Vm is 0. So this tells you that, okay, Laplace equation satisfies scalar magnetic potential, or we can have Laplace equation result in magnetic field. Nice, interesting. Okay. Now, but in most of the cases, because coming to magnetic field, in most of the cases, the scalar potential alone will not help me, okay, in assessing the entire field, okay, entire potential field basically. So I may need help of, okay, vector magnetic potential, okay, or in simple means Vm exists only if J is 0, that is if there is no current. So we cannot apply this scalar potential configuration for magnetic field created using DC current, right? That is steady magnetic field. Okay, we know that magnetic field have different sources, right? A magnetic field can be generated by a permanent magnet, it can be generated by a DC current, it can be generated by a variable electric field, right? So when it is created by current, okay, when the source is current, we cannot apply or we cannot configure any mathematical expression using scalar magnetic potential, because it tells you that it can be applied only if, or that exists only if J is 0. If J is 0 means current is 0. So you can apply it only for magnetic field generated from a source like permanent magnet. So being a electromagnetic engineer, I will not be happy with it. Is it not? So I try to define another potential, call it vector magnetic potential, okay, which can be used to configure values when source exists or when J exists, current density exists. Okay, so let us see how to assume for a vector magnetic potential. Okay, so again I define or I assume that vector magnetic potential exists, okay, from the result del dot B equal to 0. So I am using del dot B equals 0, okay, to define this vector magnetic potential. So we know this, okay. So now by vector identity, okay, I am using another vector identity. I am going to vector analysis. I am using another vector identity, okay, to support my statement. So what does that vector identity say? That vector identity says that divergence of curl of any vector is 0. So this is next vector identity which you should remember. Okay, divergence of curl of any vector is 0. This I know. So here I have divergence of B vector is 0. So as per vector identity, divergence of curl of a vector is also 0. So what I do is, for this B, I substitute curl of a vector without affecting the result. Remember that. Because I need the evaluation to be 0, because del dot B vector is 0 and the vector identity is del dot curl of a vector is also 0. So for B, if I substitute B as a curl of some vector, still the result remains same. That is the idea. So what I do is, I define a new vector, A vector, okay, then curl of that vector replaces B. So I get this. Understood? So instead of B vector, I substitute curl of some vector, because vector identity is true for any vector. So curl of some vector is 0. So this equation now becomes del dot curl of some vector equal to 0. Now if I compare these two, okay, that's how I got it. B vector can be written as curl of A. Curl of A. And now I define this A as vector magnetic potential, which is measured in Weber per meter. So it does not affect my results which I got, which previously I got, or which will not affect what are the discussions we have done so far. That's very important. Okay, when you assume something, you have to make sure that it is not contradicting any laws which we have studied. So very happy with this now. Okay, so I get B vector is curl of A such that A vector is vector magnetic potential. Okay, now I have to prove mathematically that this A vector is true when J exists, or A vector exists when J exists. That is the idea, because I am going to define A vector for all the regions, when J is not existing and when J is existing also, right? Any region, so that I can apply it for any magnetic field. But scalar magnetic potential I explained for source free region. So my intention here is to define a vector for source existing region. So I can apply either scalar magnetic potential or vector magnetic potential, depending upon the region of a field. Okay, now since I got B vector is curl of A, then B is nothing but mu H, you know that. So mu H is curl of A. Now from this I get H vector is 1 by mu curl of A. Okay, now I have to introduce J, so I have to find curl of this. So curl of H is J. So curl of H is 1 by mu curl of A. Curl of A. Now see, this is interesting. Okay, so if you go to any vector identity, there is no such vector identity that curl of A is 0. Okay, curl of A is mathematically expressed, but it's very lengthy expression, so we at this point of time we are not going to look into it. But what you need to understand is curl of A is obviously a vector identity which exists and which is not 0. It means this, since curl of A is not 0, this 1 by mu curl of A is some value. So curl of H is some value. This tells you that curl of A exists when curl of H exists, or curl of H is nothing but J, so when J exists. In other words, A vector can be defined for regions where J vector exists. This in turn tells me that if you know A vector, you can easily calculate what is the current density in that region also. So that is the significance of A vector. So if I go with this equation, you know that curl of H is J. So see here, curl of H is J. So I can find J. So J vector is 1 by mu curl of A. So if you can find double curl of A vector, which will be given to you, a defined A vector, which is nothing but a vector magnetic potential of that region, then I should be able to find J vector. Okay, that is the idea. So we find that a scalar magnetic potential can exist and similarly a vector magnetic potential can also exist in a magnetic field. So that was the idea of whole discussion. Okay, thank you.